Okay, we're gonna talk about malt-o-meal, ladies. We mentioned it, and I really made it sound like it was just this terrible thing, and it kind of is. But anyway, here's what it looks like. And it's a, what does it say on here? Let's see. It says wheat farina and malted barley is the ingredient. But here's why I like it. It has 60% of your daily value of iron, which is great, right? Okay, so now my husband's come home. Say hi, Rob. Say hi. I'm teaching the girls how to make malt-o-meal.
Oh, hello.
Video recording. Okay, so what I've done is, okay, so I've got my box, and you open it on the side, and I'm just gonna pour, I'm gonna put my boiling water in here, and I'm gonna pour directly in there. I'm not gonna use a measuring cup. Like I told you, I'm really lazy. I don't like to clean measuring cups, clearly. So I've got my water in my little water boiler first. Because again, I like to do things fast. So it's already kind of steaming hot, like you would for a cup of tea. Okay, I put a little bit too much water in there. So what I would do is put like an inch of water on the bottom. So I'm gonna just empty a little bit. You don't want too much water because you don't want a soupy malt-o-meal. I mean, it's okay. You can let it, once it's all cooked, you can let it kind of sit there and it'll kind of get solidified a little more, but it takes time, right? You have to wait. And when you're hungry and you're trying to get to school and you're trying to do something nutritious that satiates you, it is, you know, every minute counts. So, all right, I'm going to, while it's boiling, tell you what I like to put into the malt-o-meal. So what you do is, well, basically, okay, back up a little bit. You get this boiling, you pour this in, you stir while it's cooking, and you just keep stirring until you get the little like mud bubbles, I'll call them. And then you turn the heat off, and then you can put in whatever you want. And I usually just put it right into the saucepan. Like if I want to put in bananas or nuts or maple syrup or molasses, I like the flavor of molasses. And if I have some on hand after making gingerbread, I usually have some extra, I will put it in here because I like the flavor. So whatever kind of natural sweetener you like, honey was mentioned, is great. If you have a nut that you like or a seed, you could do pumpkin, you could do sesame seeds. Well, those aren't very flavorful. Blah, scratch that. But you could also do sunflower seeds. You could put shredded coconut in here. Just go through your pantry and look for stuff. I bet you there's something in there. I bet you could put, jam, jelly. I think this is also a great way to use up those kind of weird gifts you get at Christmas of like some kind of spicy strawberry, or I don't know if you guys ever get those, but I sometimes get weird gifts. And I mean that nicely. They're weird good gifts. Okay, so now if you can see, my water's boiling. This is the hardest part of making malt-o-meal, is stirring while you're pouring. Okay, so I'll just show you what I do. So the hole here is kind of funny, but you can kind of get it to pour out at the rate you want. So hopefully you can see there. I just start shaking the malt-o-meal into the pan, and you can see it kind of, can you see it there? Now while I'm doing that, I'm stirring a little bit. By the way, I'm being a little bit less sloppy than I usually am because, I'm trying to teach you guys. But I just keep shaking this wheat barley mixture in there, and I stir it from the middle, because that's kind of where I'm pouring it. And as I keep going, I kind of get an idea of I just don't want it to look watery anymore, but I also don't want it to start lumping up. So if you get to, I would say go to the point, keep pouring gently. And by the way, when you tip the box out, keep pouring but gently until you think it's going to start getting clumpy, and then stop. But before I pull the box away from the saucepan, I actually tip it up over the saucepan, because the way this pour spout is, it like completely makes a mess all over the range. Your parents would totally get mad at you because you have all these little sandy bits of malt-o-meal around, and it's really annoying. Again, I'm a lazy cleaner. I don't even want to measure. I don't even want to clean measurement cups. I want to do everything simple. Now see how it's starting to do mud bubbles? That's when I turn the heat off. Okay, and so now I've got, there's some lumps in there. So my stirring, you know, usually I do a much better job. I'm not on my best behavior today, but it's kind of soupy like that. Now I could probably cook it a little longer, actually, if I want it a little bit less soupy. But what's going to happen as this cools is it kind of gets a little more firm anyway. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Now the good stuff. So I've got a little thing of cinnamon. I love cinnamon. You could do nutmeg, or I put a lot of cinnamon in. That's, you know, if you do nutmeg, or cloves, you could put cloves in there. You could put ginger in here, ground ginger. Now you got like gingerbread malt-o-meal. But I don't have my maple syrup on hand. I have some brown sugar. So I'm just gonna toss some brown sugar in there. It's always on the side of my kitchen counter, so I don't know. I'm just gonna use that. But keep mixing. And then one thing I learned about myself, I try to put a nut or a seed in here. You know, something to sweeten it, something kind of spice, and then maybe a nut. And I have found that I've got some pecans in my freezer. One of the things I learned about myself during the power outage was all the nuts that I had in my freezer that I'd forgotten about. So I've got all kinds. I got pecans, I got walnuts, I got pumpkin seeds. They call them pepitas sometimes on the packaging. So if you go to get pumpkin seeds, I don't know if you guys can see, these ones are kind of green. Sometimes they come in different colors. But pumpkin seeds are really good. I think I'll put a few in there. Those are very, healthy. Just a little. And then I have some pecans. Now, I'll tell you right now, I'm spending like twice as long on this as I usually do. It's like my whole week, I kind of keep the cinnamon out, the sugar out. I keep it right on the counter, seriously, because I just have to go sometimes. So anyway, there, I got my nuts, my seeds, the warmth of the malt-o-meal, kind of thick, cooks it a little, or just at least it releases the flavor, and you don't have to do nuts and seeds. If you like it nice and smooth, you don't have to. But then I put it in my bowl. Can you see my bowl? Okay, I'll see if I can do this. And I go straight in my bowl, just like that. I just scrape it all in. This saucepan is just a regular saucepan. Don't do a one that's really wide on the bottom. One that's a saucepan that's, fairly small in diameter, because, like I said, the lumpy factor can be kind of gross. But there you go. It's not too, you can't the lumpy factor on here kind of worked its way out as the malt-o-meal solidified. But yeah, this is not gourmet. This is quick. I need iron, and I'm trying to get to school on time. Sometimes you got to grab and go. This isn't a grab and go. But like I said, it's taken me a ton longer to do this just because I'm trying to make sure it makes sense to you guys than I usually do. I've gotten really good at just like making it in 5 minutes. So it's a quick grab. It's nothing fancy, but it sustains me in busy weeks. So hopefully it's helpful. Maybe you guys will try it. If you do, let me know. All right, bye.